Welcome back to Lost in Seattle. Uh, there's so many important issues that's going on right now, but I guess we'll talk about Dave Chappelle. This is deja vu. I feel like I talked about this like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, we got to redo this one. It's all right. We'll be all right. All right. So, Dave Chappelle, we know the story with the special he had, the closer. Pissed people off, I guess. We don't even know if this is actual real controversy.
It's not fake news.
So they said they're going to do a stage or walkout because of the special Netflix employees, that is. Yeah, I keep looking at this story, expecting something deeper about it. I just don't see it. Maybe it's something I'm missing right now. I don't know.
PR.
But as you can see, this is some of the protesters out at I think this is Los Angeles, where they protested in front of the building. Let's see what they had to say, some of the stuff they had to say. So the quote unquote Dave supporters versus the trans supporters.
Lives matter.
Yeah, this made me think this is not real. But then, as you just said, trans lives matter. It's funny how when we heard those Caucasians saying some coon Negroes, and the reason why I say coon is because we know the reason why they're saying is
Latinos too.
Yeah, and the Asians, they were all saying all lives matter. And we said, oh, you're just dismissing
Black lives
when you say that.
No, we're not. All lives matter.
But these people right here who are trans supporters can say trans lives matters, and it's not dismissing.
Well, they're the alphabet community. They can do whatever they want to do.
Well, if you went to Black Lives Matter website, we've been saying this forever. Everybody who know this know it. On the website, they told you what it was about.
I'm sure that that Netflix person that got fired got a phone call from Obama.
Probably.
Apologizing.
So, yeah, as I said, Black Lives Matter website told you it was about women, gays, trans, and children. And the children is kind of in question mark because we don't know what they mean by that.
There's nowhere did they say
black man. And the literal movement was built off the death of a black boy. And they didn't even mention him in their cause.
Their mission statement.
But it's all right.
What is that?
Here, I'm going to show y'all one of these people that went there had something to say. Just to give you an idea of the people who was outside there.
Big soured ogre looking ass.
Big soured ass. Let me show you.
This is David Huggard. I'm a non-binary individual. I also go by the persona of Eureka O'Hara, which has been debuted on RuPaul's Drag Race, season 9, 10, All-Star 6, and HBO's We're Here.
Okay, first name you go, can you spell that for me?
David, D-A-V-I-D, H-U-G-G-A-R-D, and then Eureka, E-U-R-E-K-A-O-H-A-R-A.
Amazing. So, first thing, why is it so important to be out here today?
Yeah, no, it's important to be out here today because we have to stand in solidarity with each other. Obviously, Ashley Marie Preston is a great advocate and a huge sister of mine, also a trans woman. As a non-binary person, we as trans people and non-binary people aren't getting visibility or respect in the entertainment industry to begin with. And to have something like Dave Chappelle's special not be noted that it's promoting discrimination and hate conversation is very hurtful to the activism and the cause that we're trying to progress ourselves in the industry.
What do you think? There are counter-protesters here. What do you think of that?
The counter-protesters are disheartening, and it's sad to see that.
Okay, y'all get the point. He just said there's no representation. We at the same time said he was featuring a television show, drag television show. Then he said something else. He said that the woman who started this, he said she was the pregnant black woman who started this. He said that she was a trans woman, but she's pregnant.
Once again, I'm not about to alter my fucking reality to live with their delusions.
Here's more footage here of the protests and what they had to say.
Why is he breaking my sign? Why is he breaking my sign? Don't I have free speech rights? Don't I have free speech rights as all of you? Oh, look, there's such a... He's got a weapon! He's got a weapon! He's got a weapon! He's got a weapon! Oh.
Fake.
You want me to drop my weapon? Yes. Get in the. There's my weapon. We're not trying to have any. I'm not disrupting anything. You're talking We're trying not to have any. I'm just here to say that jokes are funny, people. Dave Chappelle is a funny guy. I love.
These people are crazy.
Yeah.
It's a mental. Listen, they destroyed his sign because he said Dave is funny on it. But this is the type of stuff that happens when they had these protests. You had these weirdos from both sides, by the way. Because on one
They're
hand,
all actors.
you think they're all actors?
Mm-hmm.
I think he's an actual podcaster or news person, though.
Okay.
I think he's one of those dudes, those right wing dudes that go to these protests and antagonize and make fun of them, and then sometimes they go left for him. One of these Antifa or whatever and knock the shit out of him, and they, what's that Chinese dude name? That right wing Chinese dude. He went to one of those Black Lives Matter Antifa protests and got his ass whooped, and then he would run around. They attacked me. It's like, look, I'm not saying he should get touched. I'm just saying you went out there. Look, if you're a person that have any sort of understanding, when you put yourself in situations where the bad can happen, it usually happens.
Exactly.
But I also noticed that there was celebrities, quote unquote, that came out against Dave Chappelle to make a point that they would disagree with him. Let me show you that. So the first one I saw was Channing Tatum.
Get Up 3,
That's the last
Magic Mike.
That's the last time.
The last time we saw him, he was shaking ass on TV scripting for dollars.
But Channing Tatum says he hates how Dave Chappelle has hurt so many people. Hollywood actor Channing Tatum has revealed that he hates the fact that Dave Chappelle has hurt so many people with his comedy defense, despite admitting that the comedian's words have resonated with him on a personal level in the past. The 21 Jump Street actor's comments on Chappelle came after the release of Chappelle's new Netflix special, The Closer, which has been heavily criticized and labeled as transphobic by woke members of the LGBTQ community. I understand that Dave is a very dangerous person to talk about this moment, wrote Tatum on Instagram story shared to his 17 million followers. I understand the hate that he has hurt so many people and with the things he said. He went on, any human can hurt someone usually because they're hurt but any human can heal and heal others just the same. This little piece healed me back in the day. I can't forget that. This is not excuse anything hurtful. It's to be clear. So he went on kind of defending Dave Chappelle while at the same time ridiculing him, sort of.
Backhand compliment.
Yes, something like that. But then I noticed this right here too. Netflix employees walking out over Dave Chappelle, The Closer, to be supported by celebrities in PSA. And these are the celebrities in question. Celebrities such as Jamela Jamil, Jonathan Van Ness, and Angelica Ross will join a PSA for the Netflix protest over Dave Chappelle.
They not even D-list celebrities.
Yeah, I don't know who they is. How much clout Dave Chappelle got? What's the biggest name? I'm surprised Oprah ain't came out and said nothing. This is how I know this is a fake controversy.
Oh no, Oprah not gonna come out.
That's what I'm saying. This is how I know this controversy is fake.
They got all F-list celebrities.
They haven't got Oprah. They haven't got who else is there? What's her name? The one who did the interview with R. Kelly.
Gail
King. That's Oprah Boo. They ain't got her to say nothing. Maybe they have. Maybe I'm pretty sure she spoke about it in the morning show, but it hasn't trended.
Now look at this man. He got a comb over
and a full ass beard with a dress
on.
It's the world we in now, man. Somebody put this right here. Who are these people?
Exactly.
Well, y'all wondering. If y'all remember though, there was a woman that dude brought up earlier that was fired from Netflix. Netflix just fired the organizer of the trans employee walkout. As she mentioned, it's a trans pregnant woman, but she was actually fired because she released financial information about Dave Chappelle. And if you read this complex article, they kind of make the point he's overpaid. They compared it to the Squid Game show, Bo Burnham's special, that white dude, basically saying, he got 24 million, spent 24 million on his special, but yet they spent less on Squid Games, and
which is their most successful series.
Yeah, and then they said, they only spent 3.9 on Bo's, and it's like, that's Dave though. What are you comparing Bo to Dave? I know why. This special was almost a he overpaid. Even though you just celebrated his money when he signed this 5 special deal. You celebrated it. Oh, Dave got his $50 million back that he walked away from. He's a man of integrity. He walked away from the $50 million because he didn't like that his jokes on his television show were being laughed at. Black people didn't laugh with him. So he didn't like the image of it and left. Even though, the person on Dave Chappelle's show, the co-writer, was a Caucasian dude.
Are we surprised?
And I read somewhere, I can't remember the dude's name, I'm sorry. He pointed out how the dude who was the co-writer for Dave Chappelle's show, he had a podcast, because I'm pretty sure he's with a black woman. He had a podcast where he would invite black celebrities, artists on. He pretty much would find a way to admit to them, get them to admit that a white person helped them on earlier in their career. So that tell you the type of person he is. He wanted to prove that white people help black people.
White people are good people.
Yeah, that was the point. He'll bring a black celebrity on and pry out of them at some point in their career a white person helping them.
If you got to do that, then good.
Yeah, you're not a good person. But yeah, back to this. So they pretty much making the point he's overpaid. But let's get to this damn quote unquote trans woman who's pregnant.
I'm going to keep my sanity.
This shameful. Netflix is retaliating against workers. On Friday, they fired a black trans employee who was also pregnant. My head almost popped.
I guess she's married.
My head almost popped when I read that.
Somebody said, "You brother, repent."
For encouraging workers to walk out in protest of Netflix handling the Dave Chappelle special. Solidarity with the organizers and workers walking out. Let me show y'all who this person is.
So my name is Ashley Marie Preston, and I am the organizer for the Stand Up and Solidarity Rally. And I thank all of you for being here today in support of the employees at Netflix of trans and non-binary experience and their allies and accomplices. I think the message that many people expect for us to deliver today is one around why it's important to cancel Dave Chappelle. And so I want to make it very clear that this isn't an instance of cancel.
Okay, I got to ask the question. Is this a woman that transitioned to a man, but still dressed like a woman?
Got some big ass hands.
Or is this a man who transitioned to a woman and somehow they're saying he's pregnant?
Are they saying that he's pregnant by meaning that they're gonna be adopting a kid?
Well, I mean the belly kind of there.
Maybe he got on a fake belly.
You think so? Hold on.
There's some craziness.
I found, listen.
Some crazies out there.
That lesbian women, there are lesbian women that walk around with
wearing a prosthetic stomach?
No, walk around with prosthetic penises.
Oh,
remember
Lord.
I told you about that? So you got lesbians
You can't even go with yourself.
You got lesbians walking around
with we can't even go with yourself because we gonna let it be.
Stop. Yeah, we gonna move on. But yeah, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this transition is. They said that this person is pregnant, so I would imagine it's a woman. But they said they're trans, but they dress like a woman still. So I don't know.
Culture, because I've invited Dave Chappelle to have transformative dialogue with us on multiple occasions, and he has made it clear that it is not of interest to him. So just to be clear, this isn't cancel culture, but an avoidance of accountability when we've invited you to be a part of the repair that it takes to be able to not only.
So they want Dave Chappelle to indulge in their reality.
Heal culture, but to move all of us forward. And so that being said, I'm here today to talk to the people that signed the check, because Dave Chappelle doesn't have the capacity or the power to sign his own check. It is about Netflix. And more importantly, it isn't just about Netflix. It's about a corporate culture that manipulates the algorithmic sciences to distort the way that we perceive ourselves and one another.
The way you perceive yourself.
This is exactly... This is when I started. This is what got me thinking. Okay, this is something to this. There's something deeper to this. Did we just hear these same exact words from the whistleblower at Facebook?
You want no damn whistleblower? Yes.
So she used the same language that Facebook promotes certain trending topics or storylines and stuff that are considered negative, political,
misinformation,
divisive, in order to get more eyes on the platform and make more money.
More traction.
She's using the same language as that so-called whistleblower. So we know with Netflix, that wasn't no real whistleblower. We know that was actually somebody probably worked at Facebook who was trying to get the green light to be even more censored, to censor people even more on their platform. It wasn't actually about freedom of speech. It was about, she didn't come out and say, hey, Facebook is making you give your identification before they allow you to post anything political on their site.
Facebook is charging you to boost
your post,
so you can get more traction to your page.
But they won't let you boost it if they don't like your content.
Yep. You can't.
But that's considered too free to this whistleblower. Yeah. So with this woman here, if she's making the point, because it's not about Dave at this point, so it has to be about the audience. This is more about Netflix. We want you to demonize people that say the things Dave Chappelle said, which once again, I don't know what he said controversial. It's more about the viewers, the audience. It wasn't about Dave. This whole thing is not about Dave.
It is the emergence of hate economy, of corporations profiting and making money off of us getting at one another's throats. They're making money out of our inability to understand intersectionality and what it.
I was supposed to do a documentary on intersectionality around like February.
2 years ago.
Not 2 years. I'm gonna get around to it at some point because it's a video that can come out in 10 years and still be relevant. I said relevant, Lord have mercy, relevant. But it's funny how she brought that up. So this is a black trans pregnant woman who's coming against a straight black man because of his comments, or only his comments, by the way, on trans people, not Asian people, when he made a joke comparing Asian people to COVID and his body to the black people that's whooping their ass. Everybody just forgot about that joke that he made at the expense of Asian people. That was his most dangerous joke in the special.
And they let it ride.
And when I say dangerous, I mean, because he started that joke by saying it breaks his heart to see black people running around beating on these innocent Asian people. That joke could have went way left for black people. But he brought it back.
He better have brought it back.
He brought it back and made Asian people the butt of the joke.
We know who you got at home, Lucy Lou.
Oh, shit. But yeah, what about the Asian people he made fun of? The drug addicts? He made a couple jokes about black people too. But only the trans caused this.
You don't talk about the alphabet community.
How remember that joke he made saying how they're the fourth rider or fifth rider?
The trans is
they're in the back seat.
The trans fat is the fourth.
They make the trip longer. Trans fat, whatever.
It means. And for those of you who may not be familiar with the term intersectionality, it describes multiple threats of discrimination when an individual's identity overlaps with multiple marginalized communities. So what that means is that even though Dave Chappelle can be from an oppressed community, he still has the capacity to become the oppressor.
Because he's a man. So once again, this story seemed to be more about the viewer, the audience, more than Dave. They seem to be using his name
to give it like,
but it's not a real
trend.
I can tell it's not a real story though. It's not really getting. If it was a real story, Oprah didn't be talking about it. It's not a real story. And like always, when those groups come out and do stuff like this, is because they want something. And the only people who don't really demand stuff before when they get done wrong is black people. But these people make sure they demand stuff. You see here, transgender Netflix employees are staged at a walkout after Dave Chappelle made transphobic comments in a new comedy special. They are demanding Netflix add disclaimers to such content. So they're not asking for the content to be removed. They want a disclaimer saying it's transphobic. Okay. So they want to label. Oh, it's about labeling now. So you can label what my words intent was. So I can say something and you can label what it is. Hires trans non-binary people to exec roles. So no longer they care about gay people, homosexuals, lesbians don't matter no more. I guess they got enough.
They feel like they have enough of those.
Yeah, they got enough of them.
They want to get more trans fat people into certain roles.
Create a fund to support trans non-binary talent. This reminds me when the George Floyd Ahmaud Arbery and Breonna Taylor thing happened, and you had all these Hollywood actors and actresses running around saying, "Hey, yeah, this is wrong. Black Lives Matter. Give us jobs."
Gabrielle Union.
Gabrielle Union came out and said how black actors were struggling. She said black actors were struggling.
That's why she went on America's Got Talent.
So they used George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. They ran that poor woman's name into the ground to get jobs. That's when we got the activist revolutionaries, where you had Tamika Mallory, who used her activism to get a sponsorship with Cadillac.
She drive Cadillacs.
The woman when they got a sponsorship with Cadillac.
And we know damn well the black man is the one that drive Cadillacs.
That was so crazy. Then we went and look at the commercial on YouTube. Is that on there?
No, they got rid of that shit.
Got rid of the commercial. So this is when these activists use this social turmoil that they try and create. Because once again, I think they're trying to create social turmoil with this Dave Chappelle thing, so that they can push forth Netflix to hire more of them. And if you go to Netflix's catalog, good Lord, all you see is interracial dating, homosexuals, lesbians. Only time you see a straight black family together is when you go to Netflix and go to Black Voices, and you see movies from 1990, the 90s, early 2000s. Otherwise, it's not on there. They made a movie about police brutality to young black boys with a black mom and a white father. What are we talking about? How do you turn that into so you don't make the black man a part of the story of the black boy?
That was Kerry Washington.
Kerry Washington.
Listen, I'm going to say this.
Kerry Washington, boy.
Art imitates life. If every role the woman script she decides to pick is her opposite playing a white male, that's what she's into.
Well, is it that, or is she typecast as the woman who dates white men? She might be typecast at this point. Let's give it a benefit.
You say no, I don't want to take this script.
Hey, money is money. If you did it once, you might well keep doing it. But yeah, this just seems like a way to connect. It's something to do with tech, monopoly, and speech. And also, they're trying to
definitely speech.
See, they can't really push this to get any legislation. This is how I know it's not a big deal. They're not pushing this to get legislation passed. They're pushing this to get them work and jobs at Netflix, which means they want to control Netflix more.
They want to control the narrative. They want to be involved in the process and stuff.
Man, oh man, the person who
in the government now,
huh?
They're all in the government.
I don't know.
Ooh, that manifesto is really coming to life, ain't it?
Oh, it's time to get up out of here now. We gotta wait until Saturday to go into that. But anyway, man, hope y'all enjoyed the video. You got anything else you want to say?
No.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. All praise to the Most High, and peace, man.